Welcome into the CHGO Bears Podcast. Happy Monday. Adam Hoge, Mark Carman, Nicholas Moreano with you as we continue on with the dog days of summer. What's up?
I mean, I was just hoping you were going to make the show. Me and Nick been here for at least 6 minutes, and you were slacking over there. I didn't know if you'd make it over here.
It's funny, Mark. Right before you came in, we were actually talking about the same thing, but with you.
Because you physically were not in the building.
I wasn't.
Which one of us showed up 7 minutes before the show?
That would be me right here, Carm. But I was here in spirit since like 8:26.
Give me a rundown.
Yeah, that's what matters.
The rundown was a good job by Mark.
Thank you very much, Nick. We got a lot to cover today. Where are we starting here, Mansion? What do you got? What's on your?
Well, the first thing is I popped a mint in my mouth like 3 minutes before the show, thinking it would go a lot faster, and it's not.
That's a bad look.
It's a good mint.
It's a bad job.
It's not good for a podcast.
It's
a good mint.
I
I've
mean,
been listening to some pods lately where they're just like blatantly eating during the show.
Potential makeout candidate, the Mansion, in about 3 minutes will be fresh and ready for you.
I will say I kind of miss the old days of just like when podcasts started, you just sort of like pressed record and just talked about whatever. Everything's so structured these days.
Not anymore.
You know,
Andrew Town, Mubs, Matt Nagy, Brian Hendren, they're coming after you. If you don't, you better get to it and get to it now. People got places to go, people to see.
That's what I'm talking about. Life. I want to talk about how many sporting events Braggs went to this entire weekend.
Yeah,
well,
he was everywhere. He was like the man about town.
I mean,
we could start there if you want. I've got all kinds of photos pulled up, ready to go if you want.
What we do need to start with, though, is what's going on with the Blackhawks this week, because we want to make sure everybody knows about it.
Yep.
Then we'll get to Braggs. Sorry. Connor Bedard, greater than Braggs. Just so we can establish that, I'll stop the show. It's a big week for CHGO and especially our Hawks team. CHGO road trip.
Let's go.
Why am I not going to this, by the way? I'm just realizing this now. I love Nashville.
Never been.
I love Nashville in the summer, even when it's too hot. Well, who cares? I like it.
Can you name a Blackhawk?
Connor Bedard.
Damn right, baby.
Got anybody else?
Jonathan Taves.
Nope. Not quite.
That was a joke. I know he's probably not there anymore.
Seriously, can you name a Hawk? I don't know if I can.
Name a Hawk.
Philip Kurashev is the first name that came to mind.
Thank you, Lawrence.
Philip Kurashev. But obviously Lucas Reichel, Seth Jones, his brother Caleb.
Oh, Seth Jones I got. Number 5? 4? 6?
Do you have anything on set that can help me?
But wait, so here they are. They are in a Pacifica. I believe is that a Chrysler? I don't really know.
Oh yeah,
is that Jay's car or do they rent a car?
Oh no, Casey rented a car from someone that lives south in the city, and she drove it to Jay's. They all left this morning. There you see from left to right. That's
Wait, you rented a car from a random person?
Well, no, it's a company that it's not. I'm sorry, that makes it's
like an Airbnb for cars.
Yeah, it's just not Hertz.
Thing.
Is what I'm saying.
Oh, wow.
Anyways, from left to right, that's Mario, that's Jay, that's Greg, that's Steven, not pictured as Casey. They are in this giant vehicle, and they're headed to Nashville. And oh my God, it's going to be
great coverage.
Quite a time.
Great coverage right here. CHGO. Don't do anything else. We got you.
Well, we do have you covered because Tuesday,
big day.
They have a mock draft show starting at 9 a.m.
Yeah, with all the ALLCITY folks. That's PHNX, DNVR. They're all
there?
All in Nashville at some gigantic Airbnb.
That's how we roll.
That's how we roll.
Hopefully there's not Raggedy Ann dolls
hanging
on the wall.
I've heard it's nice. I heard there's a lot of rooms. Yeah.
What a time. That was fun.
So that's an all-city mock draft show tomorrow at 9 a.m. Blackhawks show live at 11. And then from 1 to 4, CHGO Blackhawks happy hour. Jay, Greg, Mario, Casey, Steven, all the other CHGO Blackhawks
Blackhawks
diehards.
That'd be lovely.
What's that one movie, We Are the Millers? Have you guys seen that scene where I don't think I can actually say what they say, but they're trying to describe a helicopter, and they say Black Hawk down, and it goes into a very
That's a funny movie, by
different
the way.
direction.
Anyway,
That's reminding me.
they're at Hop Smith in Nashville from 1 to 4 p.m. Sounds like a lot of fun. I might need to rearrange my week.
Sounds like a good
Head
idea.
down to Nashville.
I drove down to Nashville, call it 23 years ago, to go see Mark Knopfler at the Ryman Theater.
Ah, nice. Mark Knopfler. Good call.
It was awesome. We left at, I think, 10 at night for some odd reason, and we stopped at Larry Bird's house in French Lick, Indiana at, I think, 2 in the morning and just stared at his fence and basketball hoop, and my buddy was a huge Celtics/Bird fan, and like literally I've never seen anyone's face like that. It would have been like I mean, Jesus himself was standing there, and it was just 2 in the morning, and there was just grass in the basketball court.
That is just something I will never understand.
What's that?
Like the celebrity obsession to the point where like you stalk out their houses.
Well, I mean, Mark, you kind of have a connection with being outside of these big-name basketball
Michael
players'
Jordan's
houses.
house. You go there every week, at least once.
Yeah, and
Larry
it's,
Bird back in
it's
the
my
day.
best moment of the week. I feel at home in front of MJ's gate.
I have one story where we're basically driving around Beverly Hills, and my wife, like, you can like buy a map and like go to
Star
these
maps, baby.
yes, we go to these people's houses.
Bad News Bears.
She loves Leonardo DiCaprio, basically because of Titanic, favorite movie. Leo, okay, all this. Got to go see Leo's house. Never been more uncomfortable in my life. Why are we doing this? We're going to stalk out this guy's house.
Because you might see him.
Creepiest thing in the world. Did not feel comfortable at all, but because I'm, trying to be a good husband, let's go find it. Park in front of the house. Greatest moment ever happened. Open the door, get out. Within 2 seconds, a security guard comes out of nowhere. Like, basically popped out of a bush. Get in your car, drive away now. I said, I completely agree with you.
God.
Got in the car, left.
It probably happens
good
a
for
lot.
that guy.
That
I
means that
mean,
Leo was there. You were
It happens a lot.
you were right there. You almost had a DiCaprio.
And guess what? Don't care if I did. What does that get me?
Come on.
What does that get me?
Fun. If Leonardo DiCaprio walked into here right now and sat down, that would be sweet.
Well, yeah, that's different. He'd be on the show. That is fun.
Well, even if he wasn't on the show, even if he just like visited and just you shook his hand, like you'd want to take a picture with Leonardo DiCaprio, and you'd ask him, why the hell did what's her face not make room for you on the damn ass door?
Good question.
That jerk.
Oh, that conversation.
What's her name?
Rose.
Rose.
Yeah. Oh,
How does
never saw
Rose?
Literally never saw Titanic.
Are you serious?
What?
Yeah. It was sort of a point of pride back in the day. I was like, I'm like one of 4 people that's just never seen Titanic. And by
That
the
was
way,
19
still haven't seen it. Haven't been on a submersible. Never going to see Titanic. Don't care.
19
Really quick.
Yes.
One last thing about the Blackhawks, then we'll move on. But Wednesday night is the draft. Connor Bedard's coming to the Hawks. I'll be at the Salt Shed. I've invited Carm to maybe come with me. We're going to just kind of be there hanging out with our intern Emma, getting some content from the official Blackhawks draft party. Hoge, if you'd like to go, I know you're not coming. Nick, I don't know, your finger might be a problem, but yeah, anyone's invited.
Wait,
We'll be out there.
Can you remind me what I committed to that I don't remember that I committed to? What am I
I don't know
doing?
if you did though. It was a conversation you might have had with Casey, but yeah, we're going to the Salt Shed. A lot of Panger's going to be there. Dennis Savard, a lot of old former Hawks. Adam Burish. I'll be there.
Sounds like a fun event.
That's Wednesday night.
Yeah, that's just fun to hang out
Okay,
with
then.
other CHGO peeps.
Let's go. I got nothing to do. We all know this.
Let's answer Doug's question here. Just to confirm, guys, you only have like 15 to 20 minutes worth of Bears talk today, which is why we're listening to you chat about Mark How do you say that word?
Mark Knopfler. Good job, Doug. Doug's in the
Come on,
demo.
man.
And Leonardo DiCaprio? Yes, Doug, that's accurate. Welcome to the show.
No,
Appreciate
Doug,
it. It's June 26th.
Don't listen to Hoge. We've got so much going on. Fields, I heard he had oatmeal for breakfast today, and he did go with the blueberry and a raspberry. He went blueberry, raspberry, and he threw in a little protein with an almond. And
Justin Fields?
Yes, and he and Fields is smart enough. He didn't go oat milk because that stuff is trash and it's got a ton of sugar. He went for the regular whole milk. Yep. Fields, great breakfast, elite, Doug.
Dairy, though. I don't know if he does the dairy.
He is vegan, or at least he was, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, he has me like 19% convinced that this is actually true.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not sure about the milk, but everything else is
Probably almond milk.
is on the down low. But I'm releasing it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, and as far as Braggs goes, where you started this conversation before we get into Roquan Smith and Tremaine Edmunds and everything else we got here, and the amazing performance by George McCaskey yesterday. Stay tuned for that. That was awesome. Greg Braggs
Was everywhere.
called me on Saturday morning, asked me if I would.
No. Saturday. We got to rewind to Thursday. We can get to Saturday.
Okay, Thursday. He was outside of Wrigley Field.
Yeah. Speaking of stalking celebrities, he's Yeah, he's stalking Morgan Wallen outside the rooftop that they put the.
Is that Morgan Wallen?
Apparently, yes.
Okay, now I am gonna out myself here. I swear to God, accidentally experienced the same thing with Chris Stapleton last year.
I'd rather do it with Chris Stapleton. This guy's kind of a loser.
After the show, I was trying to get to the red line with my wife, and they closed off the whole street because they literally have the people that do the concerts. They stay in the rooftop, or at least that's where they party pre and post concert, and then they have to close down the street and let them walk across into Wrigley Field.
Wait, how did we get from Morgan Wallen walking out of a rooftop to that picture?
Which picture?
What that was? That video?
Did he put that picture on the back end of the video?
No, I'm moving
you,
ahead.
You jump from another
Welcome
thing to another thing?
Welcome to TV. I'm jumping ahead. Yeah. I'm just
Well,
getting you
anyway,
ready.
Yeah.
so he did that Thursday. He did that Friday again. Didn't actually go to either concert.
It's a great move. You can hear all the music. Why pay $1? Seriously, hang out on Waveland. I love it.
Okay, well, Cody ran into Floose.
Yes.
Outside the concert?
Yeah, I don't think he went to the concert.
I'm so
either.
proud of Cody.
Does Matt Eberflus look different to you? I don't know. When I saw this
he
that
looks
night,
like he had some fun.
he looked almost younger when I saw the picture initially. I don't know. Maybe
he's
it's just
wearing
me
a
when I
hoodie
saw it.
at a Morgan Wallen concert. I hope he looks younger. I hope he
looks
feels younger.
The dude is like undercover cool, right? He might be like fun.
Floose?
Yes. Like I kind of think
Floose is undercover fun.
Is he undercover fun?
I'd love to play golf with Floose.
I think he'd be so serious, but he'd make like a couple of like bad dad jokes.
That's fun.
Okay, so he's me.
No, you've got something better than that.
you got a little bit more.
Serious,
Yeah,
but fun, and a couple bad dad jokes. I mean, that's
got a
like
little bit
basically
more,
my
yeah.
day every day.
yeah, but come on. Let's not paint you completely into like the 60-year-old dad corner. Like I think the Floose is probably older than he actually looks. I think he acts older, but this is like the Floose acting younger.
Is it
Look
true
at him.
that Cody ran into Floose and Brad Underwood?
Yeah.
Not Brad
like-
Underwood?
Yes.
I thought it was Brett Bielema.
No, it was Underwood.
It was
Other
Underwood?
other Illinois coach.
I thought it was Bielema.
It was not.
It was Underwood. Okay, my
Underwood,
bad.
yep. I mean, a bunch of coaches.
Underhill or Underwood?
Underhill.
I'd love to run into Bielema.
Charge it to the Underhills.
Jen Bielema, though, she would not be happy to see me. She blocked me on Twitter.
Brett Bielema's wife blocked you on Twitter?
Yep.
Doug, now don't tell me you don't come here for that content. That's amazing.
You can only get that.
That's awesome.
It was like
No, that is Underwood.
yeah.
That's an Underwood.
He's a smart. See, now there's a guy who looks like he would scream at you if you
Okay, John Gruden.
you used your fork with the wrong hand, but then he looks so happy.
Well, you got to meet Cody.
Well, yeah.
Talking
Big
Dell
Illini
metrics.
fan. Go Cats.
I thought Brad Underwood was taller than that.
He's an intimidating dude.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get back to Braggs, because now he wakes up. This is after Thursday and Friday at the Wallen deal.
Oh, yeah. Now he's hanging out with Aaron Rowan.
Yes, now he's with A-Row.
My favorite Aaron Rowan's top 5 favorite White Sox in my life.
Awesome.
Just
that
love
guy.
Aaron Rowan.
That's Aaron Rowan to Braggs' right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
That's Aaron Rowan.
A-Row. And then he transitioned from that to...
Now he's at the White Sox
Look at
game.
him.
Guy doesn't even
Look at
like the
this
White
guy.
Sox. What's
And
he doing there?
Keeping cool at the White Sox game for watching here.
This guy's
or
so
listening.
adorable. Seriously.
I mean,
that's such a good
the place
move.
to be.
Take a nice little video. of
Now
the
we got
water.
a White Sox video.
Yeah, look, there he is. Walk off. That's what Braggs.
That's what Braggs does. He gets those moments. He's really.
By the way, if the White Sox win the division, I'm taking full credit because I had enough of the division bet I had on DraftKings, and I just cashed it out. I said, I'm sick of dealing with this. I don't want to worry about it. They've won 2 straight.
There you go.
I'm
2
sticking
straight is
with
pretty
it.
good
I'm
for
sticking
them.
with
Yeah.
it.
And then Braggs was now went to Soldier Field, not to see the Bears.
Now he's at a soccer game.
Yeah, CONCACAF, baby.
Who even knew this was a thing that was happening on Saturday night?
Me.
Yeah, look at that. Look who he ran into.
And
at
so
that
there he just joined my family.
Well,
That's my
first of all,
that's my niece Grace and my brother Dave and our new adopted son Braggs.
well, your niece loves soccer, so this is a great move by you.
That's right.
Take her to a big game.
It was just supposed to be me and my niece, and then somehow it came out at dinner that I was going, and then my other brother forced his way in. He made it by halftime, and Braggs came strolling in at right before game time. He had been in the tunnel taking videos of soccer players coming out of the tunnel.
What was he doing there?
He had never been to a U.S. soccer event. He wanted to go. He thought that we had a great price on tickets through the Game Time ticket app, and there he was.
Okay, perfect.
Game Time tickets, baby. Let's
Braggs
go.
always finds a way.
All right. Well, and then wait. So that was Saturday, and I don't know what he did yesterday. In the middle of all that, by the way, he redid his entire driveway.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
How about his invitation for everybody to come out to his house?
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Oh, I ignored that immediately.
Nobody responded.
Yeah, that was.
Didn't get a single response.
Took note of it.
I mean,
It was one of the nicest yet least appealing invitations of all time.
Wow.
Do you want to come to Indiana to watch the fireworks that are really great, and you could park in my cul-de-sac and swim in my pool?
and I think is it like Friday? This Friday afternoon, right?
Are you-
Let's drive to Indiana on a Friday.
I could say this because I called him up and told him how ridiculous this is. Do you think, first of all, I'm sorry, I'm just not a huge fireworks guy. Wow, there they are. The last thing I'm doing is driving an hour out of my way to go see them.
So, and he texted this on Friday, right? Wasn't this Friday, late afternoon?
Yeah.
I think it was. So guess what the first thing I did was?
block him.
No.
Yeah, remove
I
myself
put
from conversation.
it in my map app to see how long it would take me to drive there. Guess what? How long? Now, granted, I was in Fox Lake at this time, so I was farther north. Guess how long? 2 hours and 53 minutes.
But free parking at the cul-de-sac.
I could drive to Green Bay faster.
Wow, I didn't think it was that far.
You could swim in my pool. You could park in my cul-de-sac. And we could all go as a family to the Shireville, Indiana fireworks extravaganza. Oh, my God. I would rather...
Love you, Braggs.
By the way, be careful with the
Great
fireworks
invite,
out
though.
there.
Really nice of him.
Thank God we got some rain because all these fireworks shows starting to light things on fire.
Not good.
You're officially uninvited, Mark.
And then,
according to Braggs.
yes, I got it. I'm officially uninvited. Then, and during this conversation, I'm like, you think, what happens afterwards? Oh, well, everybody goes back to their house and they all continue to set off fireworks. Right. Of course they do. Everybody blows off their hand on the floor. I mean, it's just...
Blowing off their hands.
People, yes, they are, actually.
Oh, they are.
They actually
Please
are.
be careful.
Be careful out there. Don't be an idiot.
Don't be a Jason.
I'm sorry to, anybody who had experienced that tragedy.
All right. Well, thank you for indulging us on Braggs this weekend.
Or yelling at us in the chat. Oh,
I don't really care.
Oh, it's a football podcast.
This is
It's June, you people. There's
it's
no
also
football
this
going
is what a
on.
real
Settle down.
podcast is like. So
Yeah, we
is
have
Gary
lives.
Ross
We're building
now-
a community, okay? Deal with it.
Is Gary Ross now Gary Rock Rose? Or is
No,
that
that's
a
my
different
buddy.
Gary?
That's my buddy.
That's your buddy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Love Gary
okay.
Rock Rose.
Wow.
He is the best.
I thought he might have gone to, because they both have the same blue, so I thought he might have
Yeah,
gone
yeah.
Rock Rose, which would have been an upgrade for Gary, but
No.
there's apparently... this
Gary
is-
Rock Rose is a guitar shredding legend.
No.
He
I mean,
is.
Rock Rose, that's it.
Shred Eagle. Go check
Yeah.
out his band.
No.
there's
Yeah.
Gary Ross.
Got you. I got you, Ross. My guy. All right.
all right. We're gonna get to how some Bears executives spent their Sunday here, and then we're gonna talk some linebackers too, because this was going around Twitter over the weekend as well. But first, I want to make sure you're fitted out with the best sports gear around, and to do that, you're gonna get your hoodies, your shoes, your signs, bobbleheads, everything in between, really anything you need. sports-wise. FOCO has you covered. FOCO, that's F-O-C-O. FOCO, it's spring and baseball season. So if you're like Braggs and you're going to 17 different concerts and baseball games and even a soccer game, whatever you need, FOCO's got it. Aloha shirts, straw hats. Where was his straw hat at that Sox game on Saturday?
Yeah.
What a missed opportunity. But he'll probably be decked out in a straw hat Friday night. The
Yeah,
Cheryl
but he went
Bowl.
with the missed opportunity by being by the mister. Hashtag dad jokes.
There we go. Now we're on track. If you want to hang out in Bragg's cul-de-sac Friday, bring your straw hat, polos, bags, everything you need for that. You go to FOCO, and you'll be all set up for the cul-de-sac extravaganza. Of course, right here in front of us on our set, if you're watching on YouTube, FOCO's donated a few awesome pieces, and we want you to go show them some love in return. Check out FOCO.com or click the link in the description below. For all non-presale items, you can use promo code CHGO for 10% off.
After you check out FOCO, you have to check out Shady Rays. Take on the sun with gear built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered for the warm weather ahead with premium polarized shades at an affordable price. And Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company that offers a world-class product that's just as good as any expensive pair we've worn here at CHGO. They have durable frames and extremely clear optics for any of your outdoor adventures. And if you're Greg, you're going on a lot of those. And I have my Shady Rays. Adam's got his, Mark, Lawrence. Everybody here at CHGO has their Shady Rays. They're easy and convenient. You know you're going to look good while wearing them. And what's awesome is you lose or break your pair, even on day one, they tell us they'll send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Just you can wear your shades with confidence because they have your back long after your purchase. And exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is going to give you the best deal of the season. Go to ShadyRays.com. Use the code CHGO for 50% off 2 or more polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. The shades are rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people.
You can wear them next Friday, June 30th, at the Roarman Park Fireworks Festival from 5 to 10:30. Live bands, bunch of food trucks. Obviously, the fireworks show, which is really cool. It's walking distance from my house. Plenty of parking in my cul-de-sac. I love you. All right. Yes, and also, more importantly, the CHGO Bears offseason coverage is brought to you by the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program. Learn more at ComEd.com/powering biz.
I love that Braggs' mind is still on Hard Knocks. After all this, it's crazy they still haven't announced the Hard Knocks team. Camp starts in 4 weeks. You think they would need time to prep for that? I am with you, Braggs. It is weird. My understanding is that they're basically in a point where they actually could force one of these teams to just do it, and they're still not really going to do that.
Raise your hand, Bears.
They're transactional things. They're,
I mean, we're
like your guy on Bad After Dark last week. Who was? I apologize. The guy from Detroit you guys had on.
Oh, Matt Derry.
Yeah, he basically said that the Lions agreed to do Hard Knocks last year so they could get the draft.
That's a great move.
These are transactional.
Right. So there you go. Think about what you want, Bears.
But the Jets don't want to do it. The Bears don't want to do it. And
hey, wherever we build this stadium, hopefully not in Waukegan and or Naperville and or Arlington Heights for my money, but wherever we build it, you will give us the Super Bowl. We'll go on Hard Knocks. Done. Why can't we do that?
I mean, that's gonna happen. I don't think that's let's get something else.
Okay, fine. What do you got? I agree. More. Whatever it needs to be. Make the ask. It's got to be worth it. There's got to be something worth it for you because Greg Braggs wants to watch you on Hard Knocks, and so does Carmen, so does Hoge, and so does Nick, and so does even Don Burr. Damn it! What's up, Don? How are you, buddy?
Some people are throwing the Commander's name in the chat. I'm not sure the most entertaining team, but there's a lot going on there that I think would be interesting, especially with the sale. They've called a special meeting, I think, on July 20th, probably to approve that. So if they had some behind-the-scenes footage of that, and
okay,
I don't know, all the drama that's probably going on, but plus they're doomed this year probably too, just as a football team. So that'd be interesting. I'd be fine if the Lions did it again, but your guy Matt Derry didn't seem that was going to happen.
Good man, Matt Derry.
Yeah, it's good.
Good, bad.
It's
Bad
good
will return a week from Wednesday.
It was a good episode. Good job, Braggs. Putting that together.
Gregory will be in studio, by the way, on Wednesday. We can continue to talk through our fireworks issues.
Yeah, fireworks issues. All right, so yesterday was the Pride Parade, Pride Day in the city of Chicago, and the Bears were there in force. They had a big group in the parade, and among them, hanging out with Staley, George McCaskey, and Kevin Warren.
I mean, that is incredible. That whole scene, first of all, great job by Staley. The dude's just flat out. I mean, it had to be hot in that thing. So congratulations to Staley for. I mean, he did the heavy lift yesterday.
He was not the best dressed mascot. I mean, I don't know if you saw Southpaw. He was.
Southpaw was getting after it
he was
yesterday.
getting that.
What Southpaw do?
Actually, Alexi Janulius might have won. I don't know if you saw his thirst trap wet T-shirt situation.
I did not see that.
JB Pritzker caught a Jello shot and slammed it. One hand situation. That was kind of cool. Too.
Okay,
wow.
Let's go.
Sounds like a good time.
So,
Yeah.
props to the Bears. Love is love. Look at that tweet. And I'm seeing a lot of.
Well, first of all, I don't know how many NFL owners you'd actually see just chilling in a Pride Parade. So shout out to George McCaskey for that.
We've said this a million times about George, but it's worth saying again that he's really just one of us. Like he drives a Honda Accord. He hangs out in the South parking lot. He has no idea what he's doing at his job. He's one of us.
I think Nick and I have some idea what we're doing.
Maybe you do.
I don't know about you.
George, I got you. I have no idea how I got here.
I think Lawrence knows what he's doing on a daily basis.
The people.
Here.
He's a people.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he knows enough. I know enough. George is my guy.
You and George.
We both drive Hondas. We both want to talk to the people. When I see George, he puts a smile on my face. Showing up yesterday, we want everybody to be Bears fans. Let's go. And just for the record, the people out there on Twitter or wherever else who are like, Bears are no longer my football team.
Good.
I don't know when it became cool to put hate out into the world. Actually, I kind of do know when it became cool, but it's actually maybe been cool for a long, long time. Hate's not cool, man. Why do you care what somebody does with their private time? Leave it alone. And the Bears being inclusive is a cool thing for the organization. I know they're in the vast majority are with them, but for those of you who have found like a safe ground to throw that stuff out there, it's just, you really need to check yourself. It's embarrassing. I hate you because you're this. I hate you because you're that. And that's that. Come on, man. Let's be better. And the Bears, the White Sox. I didn't go to the parade yesterday, but whatever. Like, there was it seems like there was a lot of people out there representing, and it was cool to see the Bears from hopefully most of our perspectives.
Well, I do kind of get a kick out of the people responding on Twitter, like, "You're not my team anymore."
0-1.
Yeah, but the people are like, I'm abandoning the Bears because you guys went to the Pride Parade. Okay, you'll be watching the game week 1.
No doubt about it.
100%
No
you'll be
doubt
watching.
That, right. You'll
be
lying.
watching.
You're lying.
Yes. You'll be watching.
You are a lying, hateful person.
What? Yeah.
No, I'm telling you I won't. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
Bears Packers week 1. You'll be watching.
Sure. Most of these people are hiding behind keyboards, too. Although there was a few people that... the guy with the Justin Fields avatar.
Yeah, that guy.
I'm out.
Yeah, okay.
No, you're not out.
And how's this Justin Fields avatar? All right, if we could enforce it, great. You're gone. See you later. You're not allowed. You're banned from Soldier Field wherever they move, and we're going to somehow hook ourselves up to your computers and your TVs, and you will be blacked out. You cannot watch the Bears anymore. I bet you'd be.
I like Steven. Hey, if people are going to abandon the team over this, good. Let's clean up the fan base.
Yeah. Right. Well, there we go.
There we go.
Oh man. Come on, peeps.
Let people enjoy themselves. All right. Now, another thing that was going on Twitter just comes back to a conversation we had last week because we were talking about how Pro Football Focus ranked the Bears the number 2 linebacking core in football behind the 49ers and just ahead of the Ravens. They put out a graphic guess this was just yesterday, but pick the better linebacker duo, Tremaine Edmunds and TJ Edwards versus Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen. And that started a little bit of a debate.
For the record, when we were talking about what we're going to do today, I had not seen that tweet, but we were just going to do the Bears have an upgrade, period.
Well, that's where our spin on this was like, I don't necessarily have a strong take between these two linebacking duos. I think it's kind of fun where we're debating, is this the second best or the third best? Like, okay, they're all pretty good.
Yeah.
But I think where it's relevant to the Bears is, do Bears fans feel like they upgraded from Roquan Smith to Tremaine Edmunds?
I'm curious what the chat thinks, too. Like, if you're looking, guys, at the stats, just simply at numbers here. Both guys drafted, same draft. Only 2 categories Tremaine Edmunds is technically better than Roquan Smith. It's pass deflections. Tremaine Edmunds, 35 to 23. Forced fumbles, 2-1. Every other major stat you look at, games played, Roquan Smith. Interceptions, 8-5, Roquan Smith. Sacks, 19 to 6.5.
That one's interesting.
The total tackles, 693 to 565. Tackles for loss, 54-31. Everything else is literally in Roquan Smith's favor, outside the 2 ones that I said earlier. So if you're looking at it just at that stat base, Roquan Smith is technically the better linebacker. But I think still looking at the scheme fit, I like Tremaine Edmunds here with the Bears. It's a good fit for them.
Well, when you do the whole breakdown, if they don't trade Roquan, they don't get the number 1 pick. They don't have DJ Moore. So, like, now he didn't – obviously Ryan Poles did not know that it was going to fall this way, but he was increasing his chances. And I'd like to think that was a part of his calculus here. Also, Roquan did not go about this the best way possible. But I don't think that Tremaine Edmunds is a better player than Roquan. I think that Roquan actually – for how good he was in a Bears uniform, is one of the more underappreciated Bears that was here. I mean, that dude was a hell of a football player.
He also showed up in Baltimore and played really, really well. Right away.
Instantly.
Like, instantly. Basically walked right on the football field, learned the whole playbook in a couple days. So, I think if you're going to go down the rabbit hole of, like, what led to the number 1 pick, okay, blah, blah, blah. But what I do think is relevant is I think it would be fair to say, though, would you rather have Roquan Smith or Tremaine Edmunds and TJ Edwards, because they basically got both of those guys for the price of Roquan.
And second-round pick that they traded for.
Yeah, and they had a second-round pick in there, too. So
that's fair.
I think, like, if I were to rank these 4 linebackers, I'm still putting Roquan Smith first. I think he's the best player of those 4. But I think you can still make the argument that overall the Bears' linebacking group is better with Tremaine Edmunds and TJ Edwards, especially because you can also go down and say that even though the Bears lost a bunch of games after they traded Roquan Smith, Jack Sanborn got bumped into that Mike linebacker role and as a result of that trade and showed what he could do. And now he's your Sam, and now you feel much better about the depth. So I think both teams can look at this whole thing as a win-win across the board. Part of the reason why the Ravens felt like they needed a trade for Roquan Smith is because Patrick Queen wasn't getting it done all by himself, and then he seemed to play better once Roquan got there, which is how it works when you have good players around you. That's what you want. And then I also think it's relevant, too, that Roquan Smith was very well respected in that locker room, but I don't think you've missed anything in terms of leadership by adding Tremaine Edmunds. In fact, I think you could even make an argument that it might be even stronger. As much as Roquan was respected, there's a difference between – I still think like there's levels to leadership that Tremaine Edmunds checks more of those boxes. At least I get the feeling early on with his presence in that, just around the team in the few months he's been here.
Yeah, everything about Edmunds, you guys, that we've seen, whether it's on the football field or how he is in front of the podium, like, he fits exactly what you want in your middle linebacker. And it's more fitting, too, that he's the middle linebacker of the Bears, too, because you get that guy that is that leader who's going to lead by example. And I think, again, schematically, too, it's it's arguably a better fit for what the Bears want. And like you mentioned, Adam, they get the TJ. You get Edmunds, Edwards, and the 53rd overall pick, which is Javon Dexter, rounds out to like $24.5 million annual average per year. Roquan's making 20, so it's like 3 for 1, and their coverage ability with those two guys in the interior of that defense is a lot better with those two than it would just be with, a Roquan Smith and whoever else would be playing linebacker. So, like you said, it works out in both teams' favors, but I think that there's still a lot more that Tremaine Edmunds can do in this Bears defense that he hasn't shown yet in his career gap.
ANT HVAC LLC, which is one of the great names in the history of YouTube chatting, is very fired up about this. And one of the things that he said as I was watching his comments was about forget the stats. And I do think you really have to watch people play, especially when we're talking about linebackers, to truly appreciate what they're doing. How are they shedding tacklers and shedding blockers to get themselves to make a play? Or are they standing there wide open and basically a dude's running right into them? But Roquan, when you watch, Roquan would make very solid, excellent football plays all the time, getting around somebody, running someone down. He wasn't the most physical, but he also had some pretty damn physical hits too, and the speed would show. Dude was a good player. A very good player. I just so I haven't, to be, from my standpoint, I need to see Tremaine in a Bears uniform to get a real good feel here as to what exactly is. Now, watching him to this point, dude looks enormous out there, and when you go and watch his highlights, he's making plays all over the field. But I just think you really have to watch somebody week in, week out to really get a full grasp on how good of a football player they are, especially when they're playing that position.
Yeah, look, we're way too early into this conversation probably, right? We have not seen Tremaine Edmunds play it down for the Bears. But I do feel like this has the potential to be a win-win for both teams because people are bringing up the scheme, and it's a fair point. Roquan, I still think he was playing pretty well with the Bears last year. At times he looked a little out of place in the new scheme, and maybe that was just an adjustment. But then he goes to Baltimore, and all of a sudden seemed to be right back at home. He was more comfortable. So, so schematically, the Bears probably ended up with a player that might be more comfortable here than Roquan would have been. Mm-hmm. And that's okay. So I think that this has the potential to be a win-win for both teams.
But I hear all that, but it's not like you're asking somebody, hey, you're a defensive tackle, go play end.
Yeah, but some defensive tackles are two gappers and some are not. And they don't fit 3-4 defenses.
I got it, but
I just look at when
both these guys are flying around making plays. True.
When he's dropping back in the middle of the field, it's harder to make the throw over the 6'5" linebacker than it is the 6'1" Roquan Smith.
That's
Cole
fair.
Kmet has talked about it, standing eye to eye with Tremaine Edmunds, you have to throw different arm angles. You have to throw at a different arm angle, or you're not going to complete that pass. So it makes it more difficult on some of these quarterbacks too that are going to be going up against a guy like Tremaine Edmunds. So they both have their flaws and their strengths, but it goes back to I think it's a win-win.
You know what else is a win-win?
King Booker?
Goose Island.
Oh, the Goose.
What did you say?
Yeah.
I saw Dylan shouting out King Booker.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's my guy. Anyway, keep going.
Oh, Goose Island is my guy. My beer.
Hey, they're sponsoring the Blackhawks trip to Nashville. So shout out
Hell
to Goose
yeah,
Island.
they are.
Way to go, Goose.
Because they know what's right.
We
We're
love
bring
you,
that Goose down to Nashville. Take over. CHGO is supported by Goose Island Beer Company. We love them because they are and have been Chicago's beer since 1988. Got the Goose IPA. There's some in our fridge right here at CHGO. Our guy Herb seems to just bringing it in every day.
I love watching Herb walk in and just crack a goose.
Crack a goose.
Crack a goose.
Herb Howard?
Herb Lawrence. He works here at
the guy who works
CHGO. He runs our White Sox content.
I thought you said bring in worked for Goose. Don't even
this
say
is
Herb.
why you should just listen to the show.
Herb Lawrence he does a great job on the Sox show, but his title is leadoff hitter on the softball team.
Fantastic.
That's his title.
Fantastic.
That's my guy.
So patient. So patient.
Okay. There's some 312 in there. Tropical Beer Hug. I got some of those in my fridge, as well as the Full Pocket Pills, which is really my favorite that's out right now from Goose Island. Go check it out. Grab ultra fresh brewery exclusive beers at Goose Island's original brew house on Clybourne Avenue in Lincoln Park, or from their tap room on Fulton Street in West Town. Goose Island Beer Company, Chicago's beer.
The ComEd Energy Efficiency Program is committed to helping families and businesses in the communities they serve, helping manage energy usage and lower energy bills now and in the future. Ain't that right, Herb and Nick?
That's exactly right, Mark. Yeah, ComEd offers a wide variety of incentives on lighting and other efficiency upgrades to commercial, industrial, and public sector customers of all sizes across the territory. ComEd also offers free facility assessment that can help you find energy-saving opportunities, like for HVAC systems, commercial kitchen equipment, or industrial processes there, Mark.
You got to break that down for me, Nick. How's it work?
I got you. An authorized engineer will work with you to develop a detailed assessment plan specific to your goals and needs. These can be done in person or virtually and last approximately 2 hours. Within 3 to 4 weeks, customers will receive a report detailing energy efficiency projects that they can start working on immediately. Each recommendation will include estimated energy savings, cost savings, project costs, potential incentives, and simple payback. And if you own a business, don't wait. Get started saving money and energy today. For energy saving tips, lighting incentives, or to schedule your free facility assessment, go to ComEd.com/poweringbiz.
Did you really just say for everybody to hear, ComEd.com/poweringbiz?
That's exactly what I said, Mark. Go schedule yours today.
All right. Let's go, Hoge.
You know who got promoted, guys?
Who?
You guys hear this?
Promoted.
Got a big promotion.
Sarah?
Former Bears general manager Ryan Pace.
Oh, yeah, him.
Sarah.
Well, she's coming to softball today. Felt like she needed.
Oh, that's good.
I hate Mondays since softball started. Like, I
And
literally
Tuesdays too, because then they
hate
talk
this
about
day.
It again,
It's all like his brain is not here. His brain
Oh,
is
right, yeah.
already at Mozart Park.
Big
Hell
game
yeah.
tonight.
He's been there since he woke up.
Big game
And
tonight.
did you dreamed about softball last night, didn't you?
And Ryan Pace getting promoted. He's on the track to come back to be a GM in the league. Maybe we could hire him again someday.
You had a dream about Ryan Pace getting promoted last night before this was reported
I
by
did.
Jonathan Jones this morning.
I did. I sensed it. The dude's doing a great job down there, bringing in every single former Chicago Bear who could not play, or that we
their
couldn't,
untapped potential.
or in the case of Cordarrelle Patterson, that we couldn't figure out how to use.
Yeah, that was a
Another
good one.
second go around at it.
Yeah,
Although I think he was there before Pace got hired.
of course he was. The one Bear that impacted them was there before
forgetting.
No,
that.
28.
Did Pace get hired there right away?
Or did it 5 seconds after he left, he was hired.
Anyway, Jonathan Jones from CBS reporting that the Falcons have promoted Kyle Smith to assistant GM. I believe he was previously the vice president of player personnel there. So he gets a bump up to assistant GM. And Ryan Pace named the new director of player personnel. He was just he had more of a general title as senior personnel executive before. So there you go. Terry Fontenot's the GM there. They worked together in New Orleans for a long time, which is why Pace landed there after he got fired by the Bears.
Listen, if this works out the way we all want it to work out, Bears fans are going to all have one big thank you to give to Ryan Pace for trading up and getting QB1 and leading us back to where we have never been in literally all of our lifetimes, a quarterback taking us to the mountaintop, with all due respect to the great Jim McMahon. So he, as weird as it is to say, if this goes the way we all want it to go, Pace will have a little special corner of Bears lore. So congratulations on your promotion, Ryan Pace.
Yeah, we'll see what he ends up doing. I mean, obviously, this will be his second go around if he ends up getting back into, that position again. But that move will change the Bears if it ends up working out, you guys. Justin Fields, Ryan Pace, Matt Nagy throwing a Hail Mary to try to save themselves, and hopefully it saves the Bears in the long run.
We have some questions here that were thrown in from the Discord, I believe.
Ooh. Hanging out this morning. It was awesome. I love the Discord. Great to see everybody. Austin and Hamstand87 and Gary and Chris and It was a good crew. We went through Pita Inn. We went through Long John Silver's. We talked all sorts of things.
Why were you? Yeah, what?
Long John Silver's
Pita
was trending today for the seafood lover in you.
Man, it's not where I go for seafood, but yeah.
Where do you go for fast food seafood?
I don't get fast food seafood. I
Fast
go
food
to
seafood.
a seafood restaurant.
So, okay, Elitist Hoge, Mansion Hoge. For those of you who...
Who gets fast food seafood?
Long John Silver's
Is that the only
instant-
option?
I mean, I'll occasionally maybe do a Filet-O-Fish, but
There we go, filet of fish.
I'll say this: out by me in Melrose Park, there's literally 2 restaurants that opened in the last year that are crab-related restaurants. There's like one called Crab and Go, and then there's like I'd forget what the other one is, but they're both crab something, and I'm like,
Have you
what
tried?
are all these? No, I don't know.
Well, this is a Madison Crab House down here that I said to Carm last week. You want to go there? He's like, nah, not really.
I would though, but I just question for the chat: have you been to Long John Silver's and did you like it? And when's the last time?
10 years ago.
Like what's and
It was good.
And you went 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Okay,
What'd
but
you
this
get?
Probably
remember?
like their shrimp and fries, like very simple popcorn shrimp and fries.
fried shrimp.
Really
Go for
simple.
some fried
Kinda
shrimp.
sounds delicious.
Fried shrimp's safe. We could
Yeah,
do some
Go
fried
down to
shrimp.
Lawrence Fisheries, south side.
See,
Well-
now that's my type of place. That's a real seafood.
Boston Fish Market.
What's the nastiest?
Wheeling? Really?
What's the nastiest fast food you've ever eaten? And
No, let's not do that.
Why
We don't
not?
need to start throwing. No.
no,
Well, we were discussing
Well,
where have
wanna-
we been.
What's the fast food you've never had? I have never had Long John Silver's in my life.
okay, this is a nicer topic.
What about you, Mark? One that's popular that you haven't
I
had.
think I've literally had them all. I used to love a Hardee's back in the day.
Oh yeah, the one in the Ped Mall.
Yep.
Shout
Well,
out.
actually, I would drive out to Coralville to go to that one.
Corvo. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nick said he never had Arby's.
I've never had Arby's. We've got the meat.
Doing my own topic here, and it's out of the district here. Whataburger is straight nasty. Have you ever had
Whataburger?
Whataburger?
Really?
I don't know. I don't.
I've
think-
had Whataburger out in Arizona. It's good.
You had Whataburger?
Yeah.
Everyone, a lot of people say Whataburger's better than In and Out, which I've not sure about.
I think they're both solid.
I've never actually been to a Whataburger. I gotta go.
I think
don't think I have
Whataburger is
either.
from Texas. Isn't that where it
Yes.
originated?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I had it in Arizona.
What's your order at McDonald's, Nagy? I want to know.
I love their breakfast.
Literally, you like the breakfast.
McDonald's
I
breakfast.
listen to the show and Carm's conversations with Matt Nagy, and it really just sounds like he thinks he's actually talking to Matt Nagy. If I was just tuning in the show for the first time, I'd be so confused.
Ooh, Bob says I wish we had White Castle in California. The last time I had White
You
Castle,
on a White Castle?
I think,
Yes.
I think White Castle might be the one I've never eaten. I don't think I've ever eaten White Castle.
The time period of my life that I consumed the most White Castle would have been the illegal drinking years of your late teenage years.
What is in the White Castle burger? What
Don't
is
want to know,
There's
but
sliders,
you
little
know,
sliders.
What is that?
I think
thing?
you turn 21 and you stop eating White Castle.
I never got the White Castle thing.
So it was for
Yeah,
me
no,
anyways.
I hate onions, so that's why I always steered clear.
okay. We had it. We it was like my brothers, my dad, actually some other family members. We camped outside the Toys R Us in Gurnee for the Nintendo Wii that was about to come out the next day. And the night before, we just got a bunch of White Castle. Ended up throwing up that night, but got my Nintendo Wii the next morning. So I haven't had White Castle since then. So it's been a while.
Got the Wii.
Congrats to that. Zach Ferguson threw $1.99 at us saying, Carm's new worst take ever, Whataburger is trash.
You know what, Zach? That's outstanding. Thank you for the super chat. And and to his point, I might slightly be overstating it, but it's just a bad memory for me because I was doing play-by-play for the women's basketball team for St. Edward's University, and we were on. We're all in our vans going from in the middle of Texas or wherever it was, and we pull up to Whataburger, and head coach Jen White was like, "Carmen, tell him you're the bus driver. You can eat for free." I'm like, I don't want to be the bus driver. I'm the internet webcaster. I make $3,000 for the season. This university is going to pay for my Whataburger. That's what's up. Tell them you're the bus driver. You eat for free. You can have whatever you want. Really? I can get 2 burgers and a shake? Yes. Okay. Sir, I'm the bus driver. Can I get a double cheese, fry, a shake, and can I get one of those whatever? But it wasn't. I think I just felt sick.
It was free though.
Yeah, they hooked up the bus
Okay,
driver.
nice,
Okay.
Shout out to the Hilltoppers.
nice.
Loved that gig.
All right. Well, I did want to point out that I think I found, since we're talking about food, I found a beef that I think rivals anything I've had in the city.
Here we go.
Really?
It's huge.
Yes.
It's huge.
It's called Barger's Beef. Shout out to Barger.
How do you spell it, please?
He runs it on a boat on a Fox Lake.
Here we go.
Barger?
Bargar. You can look them up on Facebook. They have a Facebook page.
I see it.
They run out of a place called the Beach House. And it's been there for like a year or so. This food boat, which don't laugh at it because same concept as food truck. It's just on a boat. It operates the exact same way. It used to be a different place, I think called Bamboo Johnny's or Johnny Bamboo's. And they had this really good Caribbean. They had lobster rolls on it. It was so freaking good.
Love lobster.
And then this guy bought it, and he turned it into a beef place. And I've been meaning to go check it out. Finally did this weekend on Saturday. It was so good. We went back yesterday. We had to. I'm telling, and they make their homemade jardiniere. I'm telling you, if you're ever up in the Channel Lakes, go check it out. Barger's Beef. It is just as good as anything you're going to get in the city.
Is it the homemade jardiniere that really stands out to you? Because you're going back to back day.
Yeah,
like,
but yes, but the beef is, I don't know how to, it's
just
it's
delicious.
just juicy and good and
Okay.
dipped the right way. Just the amount of sogginess that you got to have with your Italian beef.
Oh, there it is.
Burger's beef. Yeah, I found it here too.
I like how it took Nick 3 seconds. It took you 3 minutes to find it.
Do you know why though? Outside of the fact that I have some, as stated earlier in the show, some incompetencies, but Facebook has booted me off.
Yeah, they did.
You got booted off Facebook?
Facebook has kicked me out.
Wait, what?
Yes.
I've seen it. Yeah.
They don't want me anymore.
They said no more.
They said
It might be onto something.
literally all I've done is post our show,
Yeah.
and you have been banned from Facebook. You can dispute this, and I've disputed it like 5 times. They don't respond to me. Facebook no longer wants my services. Personally, I think I'm greater than Facebook. What the hell was Facebook going to do without me?
Is it supposed to be
Jerks.
called the Meta or some
It's
crap?
like, so Barger's Beef wasn't popping up because Facebook's not clicking into my computer.
Bragg said he just Google mapped how far Barger's is. It's over 2 hours. No thank you.
That's funny.
That's a good way to
Rise and
bring
shine.
the show. All right, we have another question too. Blonde guy
One guy.
on the Discord. Favorite football movies?
Oof. It's a tough one.
I really liked Invincible. Mark
Okay.
Wahlberg,
Yeah,
With
I mean,
Vince Papali. Not the most.
Friday Night Lights is always
Yeah.
good. Remember the Titans, but I'm gonna go a little bit more niche for you.
Ooh.
There's nothing bad you could say about this movie ever. Little Giants.
Shout out to Mike D'Antonio. Was that against Notre Dame or was that the one against Wisconsin?
What?
They named their play.
The
Michigan
annexation of Puerto Rico.
State. Yeah, Michigan State ran that play. Was that against Notre Dame? I think. It was Notre
I
Dame.
think so. Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
I
annexation of Puerto Rico, Carm.
I have to out myself. Haven't seen Little Giants, so
You need to-
Me neither.
I haven't even seen that one.
None of you have seen Little Giants.
No, I said I've seen that one.
Okay.
Once, but
Little
What a-
Giants is the best.
okay.
Someone
Any given
said unnecessary roughness.
The-
Shout out to Kathy Ireland.
Wildcats back in my childhood was
Goldie Hawn. That's a good
freaking
one.
phenomenal. Where's Finch? But Pacino's speech in Any Given Sunday, the 1-inch speech, is maybe one of the greatest. I would call it great movie moments in the history of movies. Period. Let alone football movie. That is what life is about, baby.
that's a good. Yeah.
One
Jerry
freaking
Maguire.
I like Jerry Maguire.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Jerry
It's a
Maguire.
football movie.
Remember the Titans? Anybody?
I like the
I'm
longest.
just now naming football movies, but you know.
Do you guys like Rudy?
Yes,
I know some people that
I do.
Never
hate
saw it.
Rudy.
It's South.
Never
I like-
saw it.
I like
Don't
it.
care.
You know, I was watching last night full tier sports movie that I've seen 100
Did you just
times.
not watch movies in the 90s? We've knocked out Titanic, Rudy, and
saw a lot of good movies, but
I
just don't. I
Little Giants.
my hatred for Notre Dame back then was much more than it is now. But had no desire to.
And Notre Dame's harmless. They don't really do anything.
Exactly. That's what I figured out.
We'll get to that super chat in a second. There was one more question here from Austin. Topic request for the show. Favorite non-football summer activities, doesn't have to be Chicago focused.
So, are we talking about like watching things or doing things?
What do you like to do in the summer?
That's not football.
That's
related.
If you haven't figured this out, I like to be at the lake.
Mm-hmm.
Get
Yeah,
beef on boats.
I want to go.
Yeah, there you go.
That's fantastic.
No, for real. That's how I recharge for football season. Take some time off. I'm going up to Minnesota next week, which I normally do for the 4th of July. Live lake life up there. Maybe get some wake surfing in. You got to recharge. That's how I spend my summer. That's in a moment of realness. That's what I do.
What about you, Mark? What do you like to do?
Well,
Hang out in cul-de-sacs in Northwest Indiana.
I mean that could be the new opportunity this year if I can now crash Braggs' party. I mean, I like going to family camp, but I don't know if I'm going to be doing that this year.
What?
I go to family camp without a family. It's one of my great activities. When I went to summer night, overnight camp, good old Camp Nebagamon, and then at the end of the summer, each year they have family camp. So people go up there with their families.
Yeah.
I don't have a family.
I feel like this kind of.
Wait, but don't you go up there with your family?
I mean, last year my brother came for 2 days, so he is.
Who are you up there with?
Me. I hang out.
With who?
The other families.
So I feel like the Marvelous
Do
Mrs. Maisel
podcasting.
did a.
What's that?
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel did a season where they were at the camp and it was her and her parents and it was a whole thing and.
Yeah, but I, for all these years, thought he went up there with his family. You just go up there by yourself?
We've gone with friends. Friends have come.
You just join other families while you're there?
Yeah, I'm very good friends with the family in Ohio that I don't know their names right now, but they're awesome.
Amazing.
We go to.
I'm not going to say it out loud, but John's comment there.
It's a young situation up there, Brazio. None of that's happening, at least not to my knowledge.
That's your knowledge.
At any rate, that's one of my summer activities, Austin. I'm going to Savannah this year for the first time
That
ever.
sounds nice. There you
Ooh.
go.
A big trip to Savannah.
Nice little town. I've walked through there in one afternoon.
Okay, I don't know about.
Never been, always wanted to go. Sounds like a
Tell us
nice
about it,
place.
Mark.
Had a good meal there and then drove to Hilton Head.
Mid-July Savannah sounds like a horrible idea.
That doesn't sound right.
But I'm going.
Oh, all you people complaining about how it was humid for one day over the weekend. Just
Hate it.
Listen. I like to your point, Hoge. I enjoy. I will take the humidity over the
it'll
cold
be
any day of the
January
week.
before you know it.
That's true.
Although what they're doing in Texas right now is a little aggressive. Enrique, $2 super chat. Hey, Cram, we fam, brother. You got us. That's right. Enrique, listen, what I found out today was a little bit of a blow before the show. I did not get a cabin this year, so I only have like a very, very tiny room in the infirmary. So like there's my bed is here.
In the what?
The infirmary where you get
Nurses.
sick.
Yeah.
So I've got a little tiny single bed here, and then there's like barely room to walk down the middle of the room, and then there's another single bed there. So Enrique, if you want to join me in that other bed,
Nothing about this sounds.
it's the greatest.
Fun.
It's the greatest. You'd love it.
No, I wouldn't.
5:30 happy hour, buddy.
Oh.
Oh,
That's
you didn't
cool.
tell me that.
There you go. 5:30
5
happy.
p.m., right? Not 5 a.m.?
No. You wake up in the morning, the bell goes off, breakfast is served, and you got all the
They
projects are going.
wake you up?
Yeah, you get the bell.
What time does that go off?
The bell is at I think 8:30. Breakfast is you get the buffet breakfast.
okay.
It's delicious. You go down to the lake, you take out the canoe, go water skiing, go play some hoops, play some tennis.
Oh, sounds great.
Late night
does sound fun.
Late night
Yeah.
activity. You sit around the fire. People bust out the guitars. They start singing songs. I sing the QB1 song. It's great.
This isn't a cult?
No, I'm not doing the cult anymore.
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 The cult is disbanded for the most part.
Okay. Was that the cram cult?
I love my guys over at the cult.
Okay. This
Nick,
is
what are you doing in the summer?
My girlfriend and I just like to go to like
of course,
Libertyville days,
yeah.
Vernon Hill
There you
days,
go.
kind of hang out outside.
That's what we do too.
Just be outside.
Yeah, I
with
mean,
the
I
dogs.
like to drink a few beers on a patio.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
nice
just
idea.
simple stuff. Get out.
Oh, you guys ever seen Modern Day Romeos?
No.
The cover band. Shout out to Jim, Justin, the crew. We like to follow them around.
I do like a good street
Non-creepily.
fest. You know, funnel cakes are always a good time.
Yeah,
Love a funnel
that's
cake.
true. Yep.
I love Chicago. See, people are like, where are you going? Like, I don't want to go anywhere. I like to be here. Minnesota's I do Minnesota for like 4 days. Otherwise, I don't want to be in Chicago in the summer. This is the place to be. People should want to come here, right?
Summertime shy, undefeated.
Yeah. Best.
No argument, but a little trip up to the old Wisconsin never hurt anybody come or Michigan.
Oh, well, that's, yeah.
But that's all the same. We're all family.
Yeah, Midwest. Yeah. All right, Cornelius, thanks for chilling here for a few minutes while we talk about non-football things for a second. $4.99 super chat. Cornelius Pryor, do you guys have any concerns about TJ Edwards playing the weak side linebacker spot? He wasn't the most athletic guy coming out of the draft.
Good question, Cornelius.
Yeah, not really, because there's a couple schematic things that the Bears do that gets a little too into the weeds, but putting the weak side linebacker behind the 3 technique being one of them, it's going to be fine. That's all. I let me say this. I'm intrigued to see how it plays out, but I'm not too worried about it. I think that in some ways we were all sort of sucked into when the Bears were going back to the 4-3, back to this Tampa 2 type scheme, sucked in a little bit too much into this idea of how important the weak side linebacker spot is. I'm not saying it's not important, but one of the points I kept making too was like, well, remember though, when they had Urlacher and Briggs, like who was I'm not taking anything away from Lance Briggs, who was amazing, but Urlacher was the
Hall of Famer.
the Hall of Famer in the middle that covered a lot of ground, that did everything and was huge. And so I think as long as Tremaine Edmunds, does what he's supposed to do, I think TJ Edwards is going to be just fine over there. And then plus you got the Sand God ready to go for anything in any given moment.
Cornelius, you just teed up a good topic for tomorrow's show because we're out of time here today. But just to the overall point, for me, I have trust in Ryan Poles that this is a good fit. And we've been talking about this, that Poles' approval rating will probably never be higher than it is right now unless the Bears go on to eventually win the Super Bowl, and it can go up from there. But I think, for me at least, I fall under the, you know what you're doing, you're our GM, that's who you want there, it's going to work out. And Logan Scott, we must meet for lunch after that comment and have a very deep debate about the Sandgog being overrated.
Why does Brian hate cover bands? What's wrong with
I'll be
cover
honest, I hate cover bands too.
Why do
There
you
you go.
hate them?
Because I
Is it
feel like artists should just have their own thing. So I don't want to hear
it
someone
the,
do a bad version of an actual good song. I like.
is it the free entertainment you hate?
I mean, a lot of those bands are charging money.
No.
I mean,
The
he's
ones
wearing
I
a-
go to at festival.
he's
Well, I guess
wearing
you
a- he's
pay to
wearing
get
a-
in the festival.
He's wearing a Metro shirt. Like, Lawrence is just, he's...
Yeah, I like good music. So, by the way, the CHGO Cram is a super chatter that just threw us $4.99. He didn't really put a question attached to it, but he did say this earlier. Can Braggs and the Cram do an Oklahoma drill for charity?
I don't want to hurt him.
Is it the Oklahoma drilled like band now? I don't know.
The Cram doesn't do Oklahoma. Cram is a lover, not a fighter.
Oh, Braggs will do the Oklahoma.
Oh my gosh!
Braggs...
In his cul-de-sac.
Oh, yeah. That's
And
why
there
he's
would be
inviting us all
fireworks.
there. We're going to get there. There's going to be cones set up, pads to put on,
plenty of parking.
right on the asphalt.
Go swim in the pool.
I'm down.
For the record, I haven't said I'm not coming.
Neither have I.
I don't think. Well, no one responded. So
I mean, I might have to leave right now to get there on time, but I'm open to it.
I mean, I think it was actually rude of everybody that nobody said, thanks so much, Greg, for this really nice offer. Everybody just looked at it and was like, yeah, no.
Cranberries.
That's not nice, Greg. You should have gotten some responses. Thank you so much for this kind invitation.
It was the silence was a little unnerving. Brendan says, would Cram's cover band be called the Cranberries? The Cranberries.
100% cranberries. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I like it. Cranberries.
Like to let it linger.
Your head, in your head. I almost.
No
By the way, I
singing.
almost ended our morning meeting today early because Carmen wouldn't stop singing.
Okay, end the show, because what you just did right there was the low moment of today.
Wow.
I'll accept it. All right, we're out of here. We'll be back tomorrow, noon again. And actually, that topic that Carmen just brought up was something we wanted to discuss. So we'll focus on Ryan Poles a little bit tomorrow.
And special guest in here tomorrow, Caitlin Sharkey, WGN TV, will be in studio. The Shark Tank will be calling. So as we continue to bring in guests in the offseason, Sweet Lou Canellis is coming up in July, and more from there. So the Shark Tank coming in tomorrow.
Talk to you tomorrow at noon.
Adios.